In this video, we will be talking about cranial nerve examination. We have total 12 cranial nerves: olfactory, optic, oculomotor, trigeminal, facial, vestibulocochlear, glossopharyngeal, vagus, accessory, and hypoglossal. We'll talk about their functions and the tests to identify the normal functioning of these nerves. First, make sure to check both the nails by pressing on one side of the nail and asking the patient to breathe from the other side, and then repeating the process on the other side. Ask the patient to close his eyes and smell for the aromatic substance that is dropped on the cotton. If you can successfully identify, the senses are normal. Now there are a variety of tests that can be conducted for checking the optic nerve, which is the second cranial nerve. We can conduct for visual acuity. We can use the Snell's chart, test each eye separately. Peripheral visual field, that is the confrontation test. We can go by fundoscopy. We can also check for pupillary light reflex, test for direct and consensual light reflex by swinging flashlight test. Position the patient 20 feet from the chart. If you're using a pocket chart, hold it 14 inches away from the patient. Ask the patient to cover one eye and read the smallest line of print possible. Eyes into your eyes. Place your hands about 2 feet apart, lateral to the patient's ears. Wiggle both fingers simultaneously and bring them forward. At each position, ask the patient to tell you as soon as he sees the finger movement. Other eye directly looking at examiner, assuming that examiner has no defect. Examiner wiggles fingers one hand at a time, and then both hands should be equidistant. Ask the patient what hand has fingers wiggling up and down. Modification includes asking patient how many fingers are out. Pupillary constriction in the same eye is checked via using a flashlight. For consensual reaction, pupillary constriction is looked in the opposite eye when you point the light in the other eye. Test the extraocular movements in the 6 cardinal directions of gaze. The lateral rectus will pull the eye laterally, that is the cranial nerve 6. The superior oblique will pull your eyes downward and inward, that is for cranial nerve 4. The inferior oblique will pull your eyes upward and inward, that is for cranial nerve 3. By this, you will be able to examine if there is any defect in cranial nerve 3, 4, and 6. For trigeminal nerve, we have to test its sensory part as well as its motor part. Now, for the testing of sensory part of trigeminal nerve, check for the forehead, cheek, and jaw with the help of cotton. Ask the patient if he feels the cotton as it moves by his skin, if he can sense it or not. Patient's eyes should be closed. Ask the patient to compare left and right sides. Do not check the angle of the jaw innervated by C2. Now, for the motor part of cranial nerve 5, ask the patient to open mouth, check for jaw deviation, test side to side movement. While palpating the temporal and masseter muscles, ask the patient to clench his or her teeth. Note the strength of contraction. Also, we can look for corneal reflex. Ask the patient to look up and away from you. Touch the cornea with the wisp of cotton. Normal reaction will be blinking of both the eyes. For cranial nerve 7 or the facial cranial nerve, we ask the patient to raise both the eyebrows, frown, Close both eyes tightly so that you cannot open them. Test muscular strength by trying to open them. Show both upper and lower teeth. Smile. Puff out both the cheeks. For cranial nerve 8 or the vestibulocochlear nerve, check for gross hearing. Cochlear test for hearing, we can use Weber test or Rene test. Ask the patient to march in place with eyes closed and also check for deviation to look if there is any problem in the vestibular part. Now, for the Weber test, use a tuning fork of 512 Hz frequency. Hit it to your palm and put it on the midline of the head of the patient. If the sound localizes to the good ear, there is sensorineural hearing loss. If the sound localizes to the bad ear, there is conductive hearing loss. If the sound is in midline, there is no hearing loss and the patient is normal. For cranial nerve 9 and 10, listen to the patient's voice. Ask if there is difficulty swallowing. Note for deviation of uvula. Have the patient say ah. Normal uvula remains at midline and soft palate rises symmetrically. You can also check for gag reflex. Warn the patient that you are going to test for gag reflex. Using a tongue depressor, stimulate the backside of the throat lightly on each side. For cranial nerve 11 or spinary accessory nerve, inspect for atrophy and fasciculation of the trapezius muscle and compare both sides. Test for strength of sternocleidoid muscle and upper trapezius muscle on both the sides. For cranial nerve 12 or the hypoglossal nerve, inspect the patient's tongue. Check for atrophy and fasciculations. Ask the patient to stick out his tongue and check for asymmetry or deviation from the midline. Ask the patient to move the tongue from side to side and note for symmetry of movement.